Hi guys, just want to have a quick discussion on the impact of technology on employment. What actually happens? Does it give rise to unemployment? Is there a way around it? And and what could be the possible benefits of technology as far as the entire question of employment and unemployment is concerned? Let's take a very simple example of a factory. It can be any processing unit, and keep it simple. Suppose it has three different processes, and each process essentially denotes each shift, say of 8 hours each, and he has 20 people working. Uh, you know, in each of these shifts. So it's running for 24 hours and employing 60 people. Now, suppose whatever is getting produced upon sale, the amount realized by the owner is say 500 rupees, out of which he pays the salaries of 60 people, say for simplicity sake, let's take it at 60. So what he has left as profit uh, is essentially 440 rupees. Now, suppose he automates one of these processes, which in other word means that 20 people are no longer required in the system. So for the time being, let us say in the classical definition, these 20 people will be unemployed. The For simplicity's sake, let us assume that this output still continues to be 500 rupees, his realization being 500 rupees, but now he is having to pay 20 people less. So what he has left with him is 460. So he has a 20 rupees surplus of what he was versus what he was getting earlier. Now this is all, of course, assuming that the machinery has all been paid for. Say after a few years after he has installed the machinery. Now there are two things that he could possibly do. The owner could, with the surplus 20 rupees, he could go on a vacation and spend on luxury. He could spend it on himself. Or what if instead of taking it home, uh, he were to distribute it back to these 20 people who had lost their jobs? So then the equation then returns to this. Now the issue over here is two questions. Is this actually unemployment? Is this unemployment or the lack of need for employment? There is no need for this job. That is not the same as unemployment in my view. So there has to be a line drawn in between what we exactly mean by unemployment and what it means to have no need for employment. These 20 people could then actually sit at home now in this new situation and still get the amount of money that they were earning earlier. Now this gives rise to a peculiar situation in society, because in our society people who are not working, or the measure of a person's contribution to society is measured by his work that he is doing. Questions will be raised by the other 40 people as to why is it that they should sit at home and get their salaries, whereas they are having to work for 8 hours. And it stems from another very very unusual concept that we have in our society, which is everybody has to work. From where it has come, nobody knows. Perhaps from the industrial revolution, and if you were to deep dive into it, perhaps we could find answers to where this entire concept of has come from, that everybody has to work in a system. Now let us take this discussion a little further. The other way that other possible outcome in this entire scenario is that he takes back the 20 people into his fold, and he employs all 60 people now, with one of his processes being automated. Then what it would essentially mean is that he could reduce the 8 hours to lower. It will come to somewhere around 5 and 22, 5 and almost close to 5 hour 22 minutes, if all 60 people were to be employed back. This would answer the question of people not having to sit at home and getting a salary. At the same time, all 60 people working but for lower working hours, which would leave them another 3 odd hours, 2.5, 3 hours to do whatever it is that they want to do, which is not related to their employment, but perhaps something to do with their passion, thereby increasing their in the long run increasing their well-being, so to say, the work hour balance. And if this entire scenario you multiply by a few billion times, you have nothing but the economy of various countries. And my question is, why can't this be implemented? How difficult is it, and what vested interest prevents the government from implementing this? Why would the unions oppose this? They shouldn't. Why should a government oppose this? And in future, if we were to push the argument even further, there could be a situation where all the 3 processes become automated and all 60 of them can stay at home and use their entire day pursuing things which are of more interest to them, and not labor out in the factory. In my view, the reason why this is not allowed to work, or governments are not even willing to try this out, is to protect the interest of the capitalists. It's very simple. We have not been taught to think about others. We have not been taught to on how to work smartly. Rather, as a culture, we have been brought up to in a way where we are told that we have to work for 8 hours or more in every day, and if you're not, then you're not a good worker. You're not a good worker. You're not contributing to the office and to society at large. This is a complete fallacy. The 20 rupees surplus that the owner of the factory had is never going to go back to the workers. It will never happen, because he's not been taught to think that way. He doesn't think that way. He's not been brought up to think that way. He's not been educated to think that way. It's a selfish society, and capitalism only adds fuel to that fire. It's all about yourself. How much more money? How can you take this up to this to? How can you add another 20, another 20? How can you earn everything and not give back anything to anyone else? And that's the reason why this persists, and why there'll always be unemployment, so to say, in the classical definition, which is again completely wrong. There's no need for this job. You cannot call that unemployment. I'm not sure if I've been able to explain the concept clearly, but do give it a thought, do ask questions, and we can have a discussion around this. Thank you.